You know what is not going people's way this morning, guys, is Beyond Meat. And, Carl, I'm sure that you spoke to Mr. Kempczinski about the McPlant. That was kind of a strange announcement yesterday in terms of timing because we got the McPlant announcement from McDonald's. It was unclear who was the provider. Then we learned it was Beyond Meat, but it doesn't appear that it's going to be with Beyond Meat branding. And, again, I'll leave it to Carl in that interview to understand more. I'm mentioning Beyond because then the stock went up after it was clear that it was Beyond, and then it's collapsing because, Jim, the revenues were horrific.
Yeah, no, the commentary was so horrible. I mean, it's one of those things where, Ethan Brown is he's an evangelist, okay? And he literally made you say, look, we got gobsmacked. We saw a big slowdown. We also are not benefiting from, it looks like, today they announced that they got a Pizza Hut deal where you can have their sausage. Just came out just now there. I'm breaking that news. But, Carl, I did not like, and I'm having Ethan on, the confusion over McDonald's. Because as far as I can tell, McDonald's is not as keen on Beyond Meat as Beyond Meat is saying that they are. A little bit of a difference of opinion.
Yeah, Jim, we tried on this one. McDonald's will tell you that Beyond Meat was their testing partner for the plant-based burger in Canada, that they have not announced which suppliers they will work with on McPlant. And we tried to pin down Chris Kempczinski on this very issue when we talked to him earlier. Here's what he said.
We see plant-based as being something that is here to stay. The question of when McDonald's would get into it is the only question. It was never a question of if. And we did a variety of consumer testing, as we always do at McDonald's, about a whole bunch of names, and then came out of that came McPlant. So a pretty straightforward name, but what it worked for was consumers had a clear understanding of what it was all about. And it was a product, it was a name that was flexible enough to work on burgers, to work on chicken substitute products, to be something we perhaps would bring into breakfast. So a very versatile trademark. And then how it gets deployed is going to be up to each market.
Can I pin you down on Beyond Meat's involvement? What are they doing, if anything?
Well, we are fortunate at McDonald's. We've got a great group of suppliers that we work with. In many cases, we work with a couple different suppliers in product categories. As you referenced, we have a relationship with McPlant or with Beyond Meat, where they supported us in our Canadian test market. We haven't made a decision about how we're going to be and which suppliers are going to be supporting our global rollout there, so I don't want to comment on that.
So, Jim, your point is exactly right. Meantime, JPM stays underweight. Near-term visibility, they say, on Beyond Meat approaches zero, and they add it's been a long time since a food company missed like this.
Yeah, look, I like Ethan very much and had I had a great dinner with him, which, of course, included almost all Beyond Meat. But the issue here is that he says he missed, and he was upset, and he realized that there had been pantry stocking of his product. But I think that was most quizzical about his conference call was when he goes, look, I can't specify or speak for McDonald's to how we may interplay with McPlant Burger, but we clearly think it would be in everybody's interest, best interest, to use our brand, and I would resist efforts to not use it. It is not the McBeyond, Carl. It's the McPlant. And it sounds to me that Ethan wanted it to be, you go to the board and you say, I would like a Beyond Meat burger, and it doesn't sound like McDonald's is willing to play that game.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.